Today's episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit hellofresh.com/braincandy60 and enter code braincandy60. Good. Welcome to episode 253, everybody. We're real worked up over here. Sarah thinks I look beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Aren't you mad this is not an audio or video format? You're missing it.
I'm just like Riggs today, so don't get too excited, people.
How are you for real? What's going on?
I'm extra giggly because guess what I saw in your neighborhood on my way here?
What?
A man walking his goats.
For real.
For real. Like on leashes. Yes. I'm so glad you asked that. He wasn't hurting them, or I would have said he was hurting goats. Right. This is a straight up walk.
Just one?
Two.
No.
They didn't look cooperative either.
That is so crazy.
And it almost looked like he was trying to teach them tricks. Like he was telling them to... Or like
I can't believe you didn't video this.
It was so fat. Usually I would have. Like the time when I saw the man with half of an I Love Lucy mannequin at the bus stop and a briefcase.
Yeah.
I went around the block to get that photo.
Right. And we were forever thankful.
I wanted to be on time today, so I couldn't be taking any.
I would have made an exception for that footage.
And it was right on that big stretch, where you go through like horse country.
Yeah.
And there's no real place to turn around.
That's true.
So I was
horse country.
It is. That's what they call it out here.
They call it an equine community, Sarah.
Oh my gosh. Well, other people refer to it as, we live in horse country. For real, that's what Landon calls it.
I just picturing what other people think this is, and it's not that. It's like a main road.
Yeah, equine community is much more appropriate because that implies that it's like
high society.
Like sat into another urban community, like some little pocket.
That's great.
Not just like this country in which horses roam.
There is like a whole hill where there are goats that live, and you can see them. So maybe they belong in that area, the goat community.
There's a lot of like animal. I just heard on somewhere, and it's at a place called Palace. It's maybe like Palos Verdes Park or something like that. But there's a squirrel infestation. I think. Have you heard about this?
No.
It either recently happened or maybe it was a little bit ago. Oh my God, Susie just did the most adorable silent sneeze.
It's painful.
Yeah, but it was quiet, but then I called you out for it, so you could have just done the real thing. Anyways, there's a population of squirrels that's getting out of control, so they're giving them birth control.
No, Sarah.
I swear, and they're not little pills. They have to inject it
I would do anything to have my soundboard right now. My son broke my iPad.
Oh my God. This just in. Squirrels are banging
PC.
like crazy, and they need to stop.
Gosh, that's weird.
Yeah,
what do you think? They're giving them a pill, or is this like a...
Injection.
Oh.
Yeah.
What does that do?
They just catch them and give them an injection because they're too many babies.
Are there human injections that are birth control?
That's a really good question. I think yes. The Depo-Provera.
All of a sudden
I know the exact name of it. I think you get it but I think you have to get it like every 3 months or something like that. I think I'm right.
I believe you. You're so precise with this information.
I just used to go to Planned Parenthood a lot and read a lot of those brochures because,
You just wanted to be educated.
Yeah.
Right. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sexual health is important.
I don't leave my house enough to see the goat man, but now I'm sad about it.
Keep your eye out.
I will.
So that put me in a real good mood.
It put me in a good mood when I found out that it's the Olive Garden Pasta Pass is here.
Oh yeah.
Did you read about it?
$100, right? Or something.
So there's like the normal one that I think you're describing.
Yeah.
I don't know what is involved with that. But there's one.
I'm so embarrassed that I know anything about the Olive Garden Pasta Pass.
There's one that's for the whole year, an annual.
Whoa.
And I think it's like $400
So
or
they're
something.
like blackout dates like Disneyland?
Probably. There's a limited number. I think there's, maybe 700 total in the world.
I did hear that. They give out. Yes. How do you get one?
You can buy them.
You buy them.
But they're like $400.
Yeah.
But it's as much as you can handle.
Oh my God.
I think
Is it
that's
one
a
of those
really
things
good deal.
that are like too much of a good thing is too much?
I don't think so. I know people make fun of Olive Garden, but
Did they or did they not nix the breadsticks?
no.
I heard that they got rid of the never-ending breadsticks. Like it's not. It ends.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
That was like
ruins
putting them out of
everything.
business. I'm not. I have to Google this now. Here's what we need.
I'm enraged.
We need a third
I know.
person
A third
whose
host.
only job is to Google. If they're, I mean, they don't have to speak.
Yeah.
Please,
preferably.
actually, God, please don't speak.
Preferably
silent. Breadsticks. When was the last time you were at Olive Garden?
Definitely when Bill Clinton was in office.
God. I think I've only been one time my whole life, and I can remember it was when I was living in San Francisco, and I was just having a bad day, and I was like, I need to take, and I went by myself.
Oh, no. That's rock bottom.
Isn't it? I was like, I need a lot of food that somebody will not stop. I need a lot of carbs, and I don't want anybody to
cut you off.
cut me off.
So you're telling me you went there one time only, and you were by yourself.
Yeah.
That proves my theory that you were never poor, which you say you were during
No,
periods.
I just have a mom who is a Italian food snob.
Oh.
Think about Sally.
All right, that's true. Because, I mean, I went a lot.
I had
in my
99-cent store Christmases.
Yeah, you say that, but it was like one probably.
It was probably like 5. We lost our house.
I mean,
We filed for bankruptcy. What do I have to do? Of course, by that time I had already moved out, and I was like, I'm making my own money.
you were a different kind
Totally.
of poor than I
Yeah.
was. And Olive Garden was a big treat, as was Red Lobster. I mean, Red Lobster was like the white trash country club for sure.
I love that, like, when you Google breadsticks at Olive Garden, other questions that people ask are, how many breadsticks are in a serving at Olive Garden? Like, they're dying to
Not
know.
enough.
How many breadsticks can you get at Olive Garden? Does Olive Garden have free breadsticks? Anyways.
Wait, what's the answer to this?
It says, neither the server nor the manager can make that work for you, or if you want a ton of breadsticks.
I'm just saying.
Order the unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks combination. That's what you need. You have to order that.
And they did not get rid of it. I'm telling you.
Oh, so I was thinking that it's just complimentary.
No, it's a combo.
I see. That's
situation.
it. Did at one point in time, was it complimentary?
Maybe.
I think that's it.
Well,
They had to switch
they're
that because
so
like
good.
they had to change their. They were like losing
All
money.
right, fair enough. Business model wasn't working. Whatever you do, don't change the recipe.
Right.
If you ask me.
They also had that in the
But
Google.
I mean,
search.
if you do want to make stuff with a recipe, I recommend HelloFresh.
Yeah, man.
Even Sarah's getting impressed with my transitions.
That was really good. I went out and bought a duplicate menu, like the same thing that I learned how to make from
Yes.
HelloFresh. I just went to the store and I was like, "Oh, we're only going to be home a few times this week, so I'll just buy the same."
Recreate it.
Yes, thank you.
That's what I love about it is you learn recipes that you wouldn't think of or know otherwise, but they're not super hard, and they have a great selection between classic, veggie, family, and they deliver the ingredients to your house, and then you can make it. They're simple and convenient. It's not a chore, and you can involve your kids or your partner, and it's just really fun because you're still cooking fresh stuff, but you don't have to go to the grocery store, which is always the worst.
Worst.
And you can spend more time, having the fun part. And you can get $20 off each your first 3 boxes for a total of $60 off. Visit HelloFresh.com/BrainCandy60 and enter promo code BrainCandy60. And, you can try the same recipe Sarah's been whipping up, evidently.
I went for an apricot glazed pork chop.
Yum.
I know, and it's like so easy.
Okay.
Susie looks
that
so
sounds
impressed right
great.
now.
I'm starving.
Woo!
And anyway, again, that's Brain Candy 60 at HelloFresh.com, Brain Candy 60, and you get $20 off each your first 3 boxes for $60 off. Okay, so we can move on. I just was excited about. I don't even go to Olive Garden anymore, but I like to hear that they're still offering.
But you could
comfort.
yeah.
To people. I'm not against it.
No.
Okay.
I'm hungry for pasta.
Yeah. Let me check that off my Olive Garden. What do you want to talk about?
It's always funny when
I know you
they're-
have a list you're like excited about.
Yeah, some of mine are just little tidbits, little nuggets of joy to throw at you.
Joy.
Like, did you see the video of Mary Jo, the nun who threw the perfect pitch at the Chicago White Sox game?
How cool is she?
I mean, Yes.
I
We were
know.
just talking. We were on the theme of nuns in the past little while.
Yeah.
So when I saw her just whip that, and then I was watching videos of her just
Did
throwing.
they explain why she was so good?
She just always did like athletics, and she
Yeah.
just never stopped.
That's really cool.
You know? And have you thrown a baseball recently?
Gosh, no.
Oh, my God.
Or ever.
I used to consider myself somebody who knew how to throw and not like
a
people
boy.
say.
Yeah,
I hate that. I went to the dog park the other day.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Bad form?
Oh.
Or was it the strength? What was it?
All of the above.
I just
It
fell
was
in front
like
of you.
it threw. I just chucked it straight towards the center of the earth.
What
like,
happened?
I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. I was alone, and I was embarrassed that my dog saw me. It was like, oh God! I said it out loud. I was like, oh, that was awful. Don't judge me by that one, Sigmund.
Did you redo?
Yeah, and I still didn't get much better. So there's something fundamentally that I've forgotten.
Weird.
And that almost where to let go of the ball. I'm like, what? And now I'm like overthinking
Yeah,
it.
right.
And now I'm like, wait, do I let go? And what do I do with my wrist? Is it like this? Where do I put my fingers? All of it's gone. So
Oh my God,
good on
Sarah.
you, Mary Jo, because
Well, she must
hasn't
be
lost it.
practicing.
Yeah, must be.
Right. They probably have a league.
Do you think they were all impressed, or they already knew that what they were getting out of her?
Oh, they for sure knew.
They knew, yeah.
Yeah, she's got a reputation.
I like it when you think somebody's going to be really good, and especially like those guys who are like super macho and they go out there and just suck.
Do they?
Sometimes, yeah. I haven't.
my
I mean, I
God.
haven't like myself looked up that, but I
I've-
feel like somebody's made a montage.
You know,
There's
That's for
definitely
sure.
with that music that's like.
do you think that, like, if you were approached, that I guess we know the answer. Because I
Here's the
would
thing.
never do it in a million years.
Here's the thing: give me a water polo ball, and I could throw that thing all day long.
What are those balls?
They look kind of like volleyballs. They're the same size, but they're a harder plastic, which you would think would be softer considering you're like throwing it in the water at people's faces.
Yeah.
But whatevs. And they float, obvi. They're yellow. But
Hollow?
yes,
Oh.
as are most balls, Susie.
Well,
Oh, except a baseball.
yeah,
That's
like I know
horrible.
what you're saying, it floats, so
Yeah,
it would be implied,
yeah,
but I
yeah, like blown up
genuinely
with
have
air.
not even seen this.
It's like, it's a carved
item.
from wood.
Right, like what are we dealing with here?
It's like, it's like yellow is really its key
I guess what I really
distinguishing
meant is like,
feature.
is it light?
Yeah, pretty light. It's light enough. The most difficult thing is it's hard to grip because it's
Wet.
you have to. Well, that too. They make it a little grippier, and but it's big, so you have to be able to.
Is it big like a basketball?
Kind of. It's about as big as a volleyball.
Right.
Yeah, but the men's one's a little bit bigger. But anyways, I can throw that.
What if you did that at the baseball game?
That would be hilarious, and I could totally whip that thing, no problem. In fact, I can't shoot a basketball to save my life either. The second I put two hands on something, all my knowledge of how to throw it goes out the window. But I can shoot a basket with one hand to make it no problem,
Okay.
but not two.
Right.
It looks
But
ridiculous.
you would be willing to
try?
throw out that ball
A baseball
at a pro game. Dodgers.
I would need 2 weeks of practice,
Wow.
a month. Give me a month
You would go to like the what? Where do you
know.
practice that? I don't even know.
at a baseball field, at
Okay.
any field, like where
Yeah,
kids,
regulation
You're
size
going to be
you'd
doing
need.
this at some point with your child.
What? Tossing a ball?
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
But not like the official way. Like,
Well, that arm is gonna get stronger, and he's gonna get more interested, maybe or not. Where he's gonna be just like
yes,
digging in dirt for life.
Right. I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying because of those videos you're talking about.
Of the ones who are pathetic.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't need that in my life.
right. That added
Sounds
stress
terrible.
sounds awful. But you know what? Would you sing the national anthem?
No.
Oh,
I used to really aspire to that.
You can do like AAA ball. Isn't that what they call it? Like the
Oh,
minor
yeah.
leagues. Like you can go minor league.
It's just that's a different level of
And I'm
ego
probably so
that I'm
wrong. It's probably not
interested
called
in.
AAA ball. That's probably like I'm thinking of like the auto.
Yeah, what's below the
Insurance.
minor leagues?
Is it no? Double A is batteries. I don't know. They're actually it's all batteries. I don't even know.
So funny. I wish they had like the League of Our Own situation going on.
I was that for Halloween last year.
Oh, that's a good
Wait,
idea.
did I ever wear it? I bought the costume.
Did you know me then? Because pictures or it didn't happen.
I think I may have returned the. I may have
what
bought
kind
it
of
and
a
then
weirdo wears a Halloween costume and doesn't take a picture and post it?
That's what I don't think I ever wore it. I must have returned it because I didn't go out on Halloween or change my costume or something.
Yeah.
Remember how many costumes we had last year, though? I need to start buying them right now.
Yeah, there was a whole scene.
Uh-huh.
Lincoln, Adam, and I are already planning. I mean, you're behind.
Yeah, I am. Ooh.
We have big plans.
Yeah, gosh.
Over here.
Yeah. What do you
in
mean?
the equine
Are
community.
you gonna keep
I'm
it
gonna
on
be
the
the
DL?
goat. And
Oh, stop! I thought you were serious.
No, we just haven't
Both
decided.
Lincoln's the goat walker.
When I know for sure, I'll let you know.
Okay. Deal.
How about did you read about how, you know how Cynthia Nixon is running for governor?
Yeah.
Did you read about how they're planning the debate, and you know how like you can make requests for how
the
it's
temperature?
set up? Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said she wanted it to be 76 degrees, which is quite balmy.
And he was like 73.
No, he wanted it like 50.
Oh,
and that's
come on.
why she's said that.
He's a big fan of those perky nips.
I think it's what we talked about, the patriarchy of the thermostat.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure.
And
but also, like, here's the part that I have a problem with. He's upset at her for saying that that's sexist or that's whatever. He's the dickhead who's making a request of what the temperature should be.
He says he didn't. He said he didn't actually request a temperature, but like everyone knows that that's how it is in the rooms that he is in.
Uh-huh.
And she's fighting against that.
Yeah.
And
why don't they just split the difference? 68.
Well,
Call it
that's
a day.
the whole point. Is somebody was like, "That is really hot with like lights and an audience and stuff."
for real.
But she was like, "That's a starting point." So she had purposely made it super high. So then when it gets to where
nice and comfy. Okay, this is like
nice and
rules of bidding.
Yeah, I do though agree that there's a thermostat problem.
Yeah.
Because when you go into a building in the summer, it's so
my
cold
gosh.
because we're wearing like nothing and the men are still wearing suits.
Thank you. That's what I was like, okay, that's it. That's what just popped in my. They're wearing freaking three-piece suits. Of course they keep it at 50.
Right.
That's a ridiculous wardrobe.
Right,
Change
because
your
it doesn't
outfit. Don't
match
change-
the outdoors.
Right. When? That's so weird
I'm
that
mad
we still
about
do
it.
that. Also, just
We
like,
still
why are
do
we
that.
still wearing a three-piece suit and doing that whole thing? That looks crazy.
I
I mean,
don't-
it's handsome, but whatever.
I do not know why men haven't fought this more.
And the tie, we've already talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
It actually reduces blood flow to your brain.
Yeah. But so like when you're in a debate,
Yeah.
nobody wants to sweat because there was this famous debate between Nixon and JFK, and it was the first televised presidential debate.
Yeah.
And the people that listened to it on the radio thought Nixon won, but the people that watched it on TV thought JFK won because Nixon was sweating bullets, and also he's not as attractive as JFK, and so it changed the perception.
Yeah.
And so everyone since then there have been a lot of concerns about what you wear, what you look like, the movements you
Absolutely.
make, and I think she's just speaking to that. Why should he be more comfortable than her?
Yeah. I watched a little bit of her debate with.
Oh,
It was good.
was she good or was
Yeah, I thought she was good.
was he good?
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, there's.
Was he?
I only
say.
watched a little clips of it, and I just felt like he did a lot of what guys do, where they're just either he talked around a bunch of stuff, but didn't really,
Yeah.
And I think what I really liked was what she said about marijuana and legalization of it in New York, and how
I bet you did.
we're legalizing it for it's a race issue.
Yeah.
That it's always been legal in some way for white people, but why do we incarcerate at a rate that is crazy
You know
for
what?
people who are
There are some other rates that are crazy.
Yeah, tell
it's
me.
interest rates. They
Amen,
are
sister.
crazy on so many credit cards. Have you ever looked at your statement and been shocked? I have.
Yes.
I have, yes.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Did you know you could actually roll all your credit card debt into one monthly payment at a lower fixed rate? I knew that. because I love Lightstream. They offer credit card consolidation loans from 5.89% APR with autopay. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000, and it can be in your account as soon as the day you apply. The application's super easy online. It's not time-consuming. They believe that people with good credit deserve a great interest rate. And I told you they plant a tree with every loan they fund. And our listeners will get a special discount on top of Lightstream's already low rates. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/braincandy, lightstream.com/braincandy. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes a 0.50% autopay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/braincandy for more information. Did you like that segue?
Yes.
Thank you.
Just throwing them up and you're just slamming them in the basket.
These are not planned. It's just a gift.
That's how we roll.
Do you want to talk about why brains enjoy fear?
Oh, yeah.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Are you somebody who likes
weird.
scary movies? No.
No, not.
Is it that kind of fear, or is it like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people really love those.
Now, and before you answer this, I'm going to put it out there. Is there something about age and anything like phases of our life that have to do with it? Because I always think it's interesting that like young adults and teens
that's a good point.
Always loved scary movies, but as you get older you ask people, they're like, no, I don't want to mess with
real.
that shit. Yeah.
That is a good point. I wish they would have.
It's kind of like anecdotal, but
very good observation though. They did talk about how the age in which you're exposed to it from the beginning does make a difference. So if you're exposed to it too young, like a haunted house or something, and then it can be traumatizing, and then you don't enjoy it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But
if you like label it, but what if you're with a parent who like takes you into the haunted house, but is like, it's no big whoop, it's whatever. Like,
well, the problem is that the brain, even when you're warned, like when we go into a haunted house.
It's still, okay, you're right.
So it can still be traumatizing depending on how old they are.
I mean, a game of peekaboo can be traumatizing
so
if you
true.
do it right, for goodness
if
sakes.
you're ugly enough. Yeah. No, but it's true. Like things that maybe one kid wouldn't be affected by, another kid will be traumatized by. So I guess you got to use discernment. But it was talking about how one component of it is that whenever you go into a situation that is scary, whether it's a haunted house or a roller coaster or something, after you're done, you feel more confident, like you survived or something.
Especially after a roller coaster. I don't know why. I'm always like, oh, thank God. Thank God.
What?
Yeah, I'm terrified of those things.
Get out of here.
Keep going.
I want to know why.
I don't know. And once again, it came with age.
Oh, okay. So you're newly afraid of roller coasters. Get the heck out of here.
Things that drop.
Oh. I'll tell you what. Gretchen and I went on the thing at the Santa Monica Pier that goes like, just like, what do you call that? Like a straight drop, whatever that is. And I was genuinely scared.
And it like hurts. It's like, I don't want to do that to myself.
Every time it dropped, I was surprised.
Yeah.
I thought it was just one big drop, but it's not.
Oh no, some bounces. Oh,
I'm
getting.
Really?
No
well,
way.
That's another thing the article did not say was like adult onset fear. That's really strange.
Yeah.
I've heard of that with things that spin. The older you get.
Oh, yeah.
That can have
my husband doesn't like roller coasters anymore either. He says he physically can't do it. It makes him sick.
Are you like that about like bungee, big stuff?
Fuck. I'm never going on a bungee jump ever. You couldn't pay me enough money. Why on earth would we fling ourselves off the side of something on essentially a glorified rubber band to have our entire vertebrae column, spine stretched out and then snapped back? There's nothing about that seems safe or healthy or not like have some long-term consequences.
Yeah, I'm not into it myself.
Didn't you do it?
I did. I did a reverse bungee, which is now outlawed. But it was like I was on the ground and then they pull it.
That's insane. Also insane.
It's so dumb because you could totally hit the crane that is holding the thing.
If you see a child and they were playing with a toy that even looked like that, wouldn't you be like, no, that's dangerous?
Yeah.
The idea that we're going to strap ourselves into that is insanity.
And then I had to hold a water balloon. There's always like,
God. And then,
if you ever told anyone else, like out of context, that it was on a show, they would be like, "You what?
Yeah.
You did what
You
now?
did what?"
And yeah, I had to hold this water balloon, and then when I dropped back down the first time or whenever, I had to find the target and throw that. I mean, it's so dumb, but also deadly.
Oh God!
But then it talked about how, things that scare different cultures, but there are differences, but there are some common threads that they often include elements about the afterlife.
Yeah.
Like ghosts and zombies, and that it comes down to that fundamental fear of what happens when you die, and maybe like the hope that something exists beyond this life. But one other thing it talked about was how the history of the roller coaster.
Ah.
It was saying that they had these things in Russia called the Russian ice sleds, and they were like sleigh rides, but like down a hill, so it was super fun. And then as time went on, they added like artificial bumps,
okay,
to make it more exciting. And then they added wood beams, and then they added tracks, and then they made individual carriages, just like a roller coaster has. And then they finally added scenes that were scary, like that you saw on your way down.
So it went down. It was down a hill that was icy.
Yeah, snowy and icy.
Cool.
Yeah, and that was the invention of the roller coaster, and they called it a dark ride. The dark rides.
Oh,
I know
that's
those
terrifying.
Russians. They really know how to make things.
They really
real
do.
dark. And so I thought that was interesting because I never knew sort of the origin of roller coasters.
It's just
Did you know that there's a group? Sorry, there's a group called the American Coaster Enthusiasts.
I believe it. I will not be joining. Neither will Landon.
She's forming the opposite.
American Association of people who are fine with staying right on the ground.
Gravity lovers.
Yeah, gravity lovers unite.
And they travel around to like all the amusement parks and like check them off their list. Like I rode the whatever at Cedar Point, or
they just keep coming up with new ones that are crazy. And now you're like facing the ground with your feet dangling, and you can't. I don't like.
At least they're smoother now. Those wooden ones are herky-jerky.
And like the Matterhorn at the at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Which is basically the dark ride.
Dark ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess we're just old.
Do you have a favorite ride, like of all the amusement parks you've ever been on?
You won't be familiar.
Well, I'm sure somebody out there will be.
It's called the Jackrabbit.
See, I knew it was going to be something adorable, like from some hokey
What's
little
yours?
park. I don't even know. I would have to think. What do I like? I mean, I think my favorite is the Peter Pan ride at Disneyland.
I don't think I've gone on that.
Oh, it's so good. It always has a very long line because it's the best one.
Why? What's great about it?
Nothing. It's just nostalgic and like really, it just
Sounds
is cute.
great.
And it's like they play the music and you feel like you're in Peter Pan and Never Neverland, and I like it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll have to go on it next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Real good.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
I can't decide. I have so many things.
Oh my goodness.
Give me one of your factoids. Oh, I have one.
Oh, I thought this was so cool. So I read an article about a guy who invented a shoe that they're sending to kids in countries where they don't have access to shoes or money to buy shoes all the time. They grow with your feet.
Come on.
And one pair will last 5 years.
Tell me about it.
They're great. They have little snaps on the, like, that go over the toes and over the sides, and they are just basically designed to expand. So he went on a trip to somewhere in Africa. Of course, I don't remember where it is. Ugh. And he saw that a bunch of the kids were wearing shoes. Their feet were growing faster than they could get new shoes, so they cut the toe out and their feet are sticking over the edge. So he came up with an idea to fix this. They're super cheap. They are, one pair, 5 years. They're practically indestructible. And I'm just like, these are the kind of inventions we need. We need to be making less shit that
Can you tell me
lasts
the
for
material
longer.
again?
I don't know, some kind of it's a plastic, but it's coated with something so they're soft, and it doesn't get moldy or doesn't get
That's
it can
amazing.
get wet. And I'm like, God, it's one of those things where it's like, I can't believe it took this long.
Yeah, that's really wonderful.
I thought so too. Better than something where it's just going to contribute to more waste. And like, what else can we start
Is this a
inventing
for-profit company?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't know. I would have to find out.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great business model.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I don't think it might be one of those things where he has another shoe company, and then this is like their, almost like a Tom's, style thing. Maybe.
Right.
I have to look more into it. I just saw the little bit about the shoe that grows with your feet.
well, another great business model is stamps.com.
Yes.
And the reason why it's so great is because you can send stuff right from your desk.
You don't have to walk anywhere, and then you can save your shoes.
Right. It's so awesome. I recommend it to everybody. If you are shipping stuff, you need stamps.com. It is so convenient. And you just print out whatever postage from your computer, you slap it on the package, and then your mail carrier will take it. And you don't have to go anywhere. It's incredible. You click print mail, and you're done. So they bring you all the services of the U.S. Postal Service, any letter, package, anything you need. And they have a special offer. And right now, you too can enjoy the Stamps.com service with a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Brain Candy. That's Stamps.com, and enter Brain Candy. We use it because it's so convenient, and we know that you will agree when you try it. So do that pronto. Did you read about it's another Russian story.
Yeah.
They were picking up ants with tweezers and putting them into like acrylic nails.
Oh my God, I saw them.
What did you think?
Oh, first of all, what the fuck are they, sorry, Linda, are they doing out there in Russia with nails? How is anyone wiping their ass?
Wow, that is your takeaway.
No, I've just seen some of these where like they've got these little butterfly wings that fly, or there's like weird holes with jewelry.
Oh.
They have ones where when oh my God, what's her name? The Kardashian who had the baby, who's a billionaire. Kylie, thank you. When she had her baby, they made a clay or like acrylic model of her holding her baby on the woman's nail, like 3D, that basically like took up 3 fingers, and when you connect them, it makes the whole body. I'm like, what? You have too much time. Why are we putting ants in there? How do the ants get fed? How long do they live?
Well, they definitely die.
Yeah, but like,
are they
ew.
trying to claim that? Because
have you seen it?
I saw stills. I didn't see the video
yeah,
itself.
they crawl around. Oh my God.
Because it's like a tube that they're
hollow.
put in. Yeah, but like that's no way to live.
Yeah, and also like there's not a lot. How much oxygen do ants need?
Right. They're definitely dying.
Definitely. And then you have dead bugs in your nails?
Right. That's what people were saying.
Weird.
Even if you didn't think it was cruelty to animals, it's still gross.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with like I don't think it's cruelty.
People were really mad because they felt like that. I thought
but
you would agree.
But they're okay with ant farms?
What? It's different.
You really think that
Who
all
has
those
ant farms?
Well, when you were a kid, I had an ant farm when I was a kid.
Okay.
And they like tunnel and you watch
it's
them.
It's not a death trap though.
Well, yeah, but none of those guys like lived a long life. I mean, chances are good. It was like the sea monkeys. Like they're definitely dying.
Okay, but I mean, I'm not pro ant farm. I'm just
and like I want these people who are outraged that this is animal cruelty. If you go ahead and leave your kitchen door open and you put a little piece of cake out there and you get a bunch of those guys marching in your house, you don't think you're going to kill a few?
Yeah, but that's different.
This is like trapping them and putting them under your nails.
Yeah.
I just think that like.
And who puts cake out?
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying like I bet that you would have no problem killing animals if they were invading your home.
I do not have any problem with that.
I don't either. And you know what people are going to be really upset at that I'm just going to go ahead and say right now? I was thinking about this the other day. I'm totally okay with experimenting on mice.
Oh, okay.
Shoot them up with stuff. Whatevs.
Oh my God.
I know it's
Sarah.
horrible, but the more almost like the more into research and especially in the field of like psychology and drugs that are good and helpful or whatever.
Yeah.
You got to learn, the mice, they reproduce fast.
What's the normal lifespan of a mouse?
No idea.
let's just say it's 3 years.
I wouldn't even say that.
Oh, okay.
We got to look that up.
Yeah. Where's our Googler?
Yeah, see, this is why we really, really need someone.
But I mean, to me, it's about a cost-benefit situation.
Right.
And so...
Oh, not a lot of benefit to ants.
Yeah, there's no benefit to putting an ant in your nail at all. That is just stupid.
House mice usually live less than 1 year in the wild.
All right, so it's like an easy come, easy go.
And in protection, they can live up to 2 to 3. So
protection.
like, yeah.
Right, so it's almost more
So
humane.
really, we're expanding their life by keeping them
so we can torture them.
science.
Yeah, I mean, if
People
you can
are gonna be
save...
so mad at me.
No,
Don't write me. Don't tweet. Don't at me.
More importantly, don't tweet me and tell me to tell Sarah.
Don't do it.
Which is what
I don't
actually
care, and
happens.
I'm never going to change my opinion.
Wow.
On that, because I used to be somebody who was like, no, we definitely can't do any animal
What
testing
about-
at all.
Okay.
And then I got into
What
research
about-
methods, and I was like, we should definitely do that.
What about if it's for, like, makeup and beauty products?
We don't need to do that because we already know the stuff that's
Or you were done there. You think.
chemical. I think we're done. What do you need to do? You don't need to put any more lipstick on. You know, the base formula to everything is the same. You're not going to like... If you're only going to get more organic.
I'm pretty sure they need to keep, like, they would argue that they need to, I don't know, test new stuff or something. Like a particular product. I think that's what they do. But I mean, some people would say maybe testing to save human lives is worth it, but maybe testing just for makeup is not.
Yeah.
That's the debate.
Yeah.
Sarah is heartless.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm fine with that, though.
Did you read about the vomit fraud situation with changing the subject?
Go on.
With Lyft and Uber things.
Oh, let me guess.
Yeah.
Uber drivers are claiming that their passengers puked in their car when they actually didn't so that they can charge them for it or get some money from that. Am I right?
Correct.
What the fuck? Did nobody learn what the honor system was in school?
Right.
This lesson just didn't click?
Well, some people need money, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, people do a lot of things for money that
That's
are
true.
really not savory. But this is
So black and white.
basically where you take a Lyft or an Uber and you have a ride and you go home and then you look on your credit card bill and there's a charge for $100 for vomit.
Yeah.
And
Funny, I don't remember vomiting. Well, you wouldn't.
The thing is that the drivers have to demonstrate. They have to show evidence, like pictures or whatever.
Are they puking in their own car?
No,
that'd be
the
crazy.
one the article was about went to like 7-Eleven, bought applesauce, I think it was nacho cheese and puff popcorn, and like created.
That's smart. The applesauce and the puff popcorn is nice to give a little texture.
And then he had bought an unlimited car wash pass at the
Convenience
store, wherever it was. And so he would do this, take the pictures, then he'd run his car through, like to get car washed, in fact. So,
Jeez.
and so he did that. And
I mean, I feel like if you were to apply that same ingenuity to something
guy
that
should get
wasn't,
a job
that
outside of
wasn't,
driving.
that's why they drug dealers are excellent businessmen.
Yeah.
They just need to redirect their talents towards something that's not illegal.
Well, luckily, this woman that was charged, she looked at the pictures and was able to like see where he did it. There was like Uber sent her the pictures to say, here are the things that were sent to us. She did the sleuthing, found the 7-Eleven or whatever it was, and asked them if they could check their tape.
Oh my God.
And so that's how she knows what he did. But most people wouldn't be that lucky.
And most people would not think that they can go somewhere and say, can I please get your security tapes?
They couldn't show her the tape, but they said, here's what is on the tape. And he goes and he takes the pictures and the flash goes off and then he goes to the car wash and here's what he bought.
Good on her.
Yeah, but I feel bad for all the people that aren't.
Yeah.
How could you
And how
prove
could
you
you-
didn't
right.
do something?
Oh, that would suck. And $100 is a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. So
Man.
keep that in mind. I was thinking I'm going to maybe take pictures when I leave the vehicles.
Oh, that's smart.
Like I don't know if that's absurd where you're like, am I being
It's absurd
overly...
until the one time where somebody tries to scam you.
Yeah.
And that just happens so much, this whole...
Yeah. But I guess if you took a Uber or Lyft a lot, that would be a lot of pictures.
Yeah. What if you were like, I'm really into the backseat
Fetish.
Yeah, backseat fetish.
Right. Well, I really am, though, into BioClarity and having good skin, because when you don't, it's no good.
I just got my notice that it was sent, the new shipment was sent to my brother. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I did buy him that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Right. Yeah. BioClarity, which if you listen to this show, you know how much we love it. It's a 3-step skincare routine that's delivered straight to you. They have one for problem skin if you're prone to breakouts, and they have one for normal and dry skin. It's called the Essentials Routine. And it's made with these really lovely ingredients: chamomile, green tea, cucumber, stuff that's soothing, but it also is effective. And they also have masks now, which Sarah's been getting into. And they have a clarifying, which is for me. And then they have the glow getter, which is if you have not problem skin. So give that a try. Get started on healthier habits with your skincare. Go to bioclarity.com. Our listeners get their first month for 50% off a routine, plus shipping is free, and it comes with a 100% risk-free money-back guarantee. But you need to enter our code BRAINCANDY. That's bioclarity.com, and enter promo code BRAINCANDY.
Susie.
Yeah.
Susie.
Yeah.
Speaking of things, people who are doing things that are illegal.
Yeah.
I have an update. The
Oh, my God.
restaurant Dine and Dasher caught and facing up to 13 years.
Can you believe that?
Nope. But
Tell
yeah.
me what... Okay, Dine, let's give the background again for
Yes.
those of you who didn't listen to us
Yes.
talk about it. This dude,
Dine and Dasher.
he met people on
Dine
what?
and Dash Dater.
Was it on a particular... He was on several,
Bumble?
maybe. Oh, Bumble.
Yeah, I feel like he was on a few, but Bumble is the one that I remember that stands out in my mind.
He'd meet them for
Yes,
dinner.
yes.
Order all this stuff.
Yes. One of the meals, they said he ordered a Caesar salad with shrimp on the side, with like shrimp on it too, like the added shrimp, you
Yeah.
know, like, and then not like added chicken for
He would
$6.
love
He added
Olive Garden.
shrimp for $9, the pricey one. A baked potato, a steak, and a nice I want to say Merlot. Anyways, a bottle of wine. And, so he would just run up a bill, and then he would say, I have to take a phone call. All right, I'm getting a call. I have to go take it. And then he would leave. And then, for one woman, somebody who worked there was like, hey, were you on a first date? She's like, yeah. He goes, that guy just left.
Right.
Yeah. So
And he
would
did
leave.
this how many times? Do we know?
8 women ended
women.
up paying the bill, came forward.
Okay.
Yeah, he racked up a tab of more than $950 on unsuspecting dates. And then a few restaurants were nice enough to pick up the bill for the ditch dates, but the restaurants who did are also named victims in the criminal complaint.
That's even better.
Yeah, so they're like, and we have a few people behind us,
Tell
too.
me, though, what law he broke.
So he's facing 10 felony charges, 7 counts of extortion, and 1 count of grand theft, among others. I think because it probably was a meal that was expensive enough to... I think it has to be like over $400.
What?
And then it becomes grand theft or larceny or whatever. There's like a breakdown of prices.
Right, but what is extortionate?
Because I guess he's like extorting money out of the women.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what they're
not
calling
what
it.
I think of when I think of extortion.
Yeah,
you know?
well, it counts. He pled not guilty on Monday. He has a hearing set next week.
Not guilty.
Yeah. If he's convicted, he could wind up spending as much time as 13 years in a state prison. The one part that I was like, oh, God, women do better, is that when Vice magazine was interviewing some women who this had happened to, and one woman was like, oh, but he had the most beautiful eyes. And I was like, he's screwed you over and you're still caught up in how he looks.
Really?
Yeah, they couldn't get over how handsome he was.
That's weird, because I thought I remember seeing a picture and not being
He
impressed.
does have nice eyes, but,
Sarah.
he does.
Admittedly.
Yeah.
I see. So he was like, they thought he was out of their league.
Oh,
Probably. I bet I would be interested to know who these women are.
Yeah.
Because we just talked about the study
Yep.
where people tend to
Oh my
shoot
God.
out of their league.
They probably did that.
So what if he did the opposite? And got all these women that were thought they were lucky to be with him.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
What
Messed
a
up. What a
D-bag.
scumbag. Yeah.
D-bag. I don't even know what that is. What's it?
Douchebag.
Oh,
Oh my God, this was so much fun.
No, it's because when I said it, I knew it was a thing, but then I'm like, dick bag. That doesn't make any sense.
Remember Bag of Dicks? That was like early episode stuff.
That really is, but it's one of our greatest hits.
That I need to go back and listen to that. Nothing makes me laugh harder than
we had a
describing
very
the bags of dicks.
important conversation about if you had to picture what a bag of dicks looked like.
Yeah.
What it would be.
Didn't you say yours was like a burlap sack? Or did I say that? It was like scratchy on the dicks. Yours was like clear plastic and organized.
Correct.
That's right.
That's correct. And yours, I thought, was a paper bag, like with a baguette of dick.
Yeah. It was more like that. They were like sticking out like loaves.
Right, like loaves. Parisian dicks.
BDE. Dicks.
Right, of course.
Bobby.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That was a special time.
It really was.
The age of innocence. Now we get too much feedback from you people.
And you're like, we really feel offended when you guys talk about dicks. It's just a bunch of Lindas out there. Get over it, Lindas.
That is so true. I don't know how we have attracted so many Lindas, but there are a lot.
Did I tell you that there's a supervisor at my school named Linda and I can't make eye contact with her? I cannot. And every time somebody talks about Linda, I'm like, I'm sorry. There's a story behind this. We don't have time for it now, but...
But does she seem... Well, you can't say, because...
No, I don't even know her, but...
Well, you've seen her.
And everybody loves her. She's a lovely lady. She's definitely not the Linda.
The Linda in question.
Yeah.
Right, okay. How about, did you, when you were growing up, have Cabbage Patch dolls? Or were
sure.
they... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that lasted through when you were growing up.
Yeah, and but I'll tell you, I had the Cabbage Patch dolls where... It was obvious that they had kind of run their course of popularity, so they were throwing in new things to make them, more exciting.
Yeah.
So I had Cabbage. I remember the one. I felt like this doll really was a reflection of who I was because it was this Cabbage Patch doll where you could braid their hair or do something to their hair, and however you styled it, it would stay that way. And
oh, yeah, I remember that one.
I related to that so much because I would put my hair in a ponytail, take it out, and it would stay in a ponytail because I have such, coarse, thick hair. And so I was like, the Cabbage Patch doll is like me. And even my friends were like, look, we braid your hair and take out the rubber band and it stays. And we braid this Cabbage Patch doll and it does the same thing. So I was like, oh, it's like me.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was chubby, so it was great.
Aw, you were like a little Cabbage Patch doll?
Yeah. So that was my relationship with those guys.
Well, I was around during
OG.
The heyday.
Yes.
Do you remember when they were people would kick each other's ass to get them?
I don't remember.
By the time I was able to even get one for Christmas or whatever, they only had Cabbage Patch Kids of color.
Oh, that's good for you.
Which I wanted.
Yeah.
But my mom didn't buy them.
Oh, God.
So there you go.
Peg.
I know, but I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But
question: do you think that? Oh, well, I don't know. Why do you think there were a lot of those particular dolls left?
I don't know if it were. It could have been the case that in my area, they had more of those dolls than were in demand.
Yeah.
For the population that I happen to live around. I don't know if that was something that was.
It would just make me sad if the
general.
population that they were designed to people of color bought the white Cabbage Patch Kid doll, is what I'm saying.
I would be surprised if that's what the reason was.
I hope that doesn't happen.
But it was one of those things like Tickle Me Elmo or whatever, where things went bananas and you had to have a Cabbage Patch doll. Mm-hmm. And then recently I read about how the controversial beginning of the doll, which I had never heard, there was a woman named Martha who designed the dolls and would sell them at craft fairs. And she created the idea that they were adopted and that they got an adoption certificate and on the certificate was their interest, just like how they ended up doing it. And what made that doll unique. Every doll was individual.
Yeah, that's a cute idea.
It's so cute. And then somebody bought some of them. This guy, Xavier Roberts, the guy that was signed on the butts. The name on the butt.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that was an actual... I always wondered what that was. Okay. Ew. Can we talk a little bit about that? This man is going to put his brand on the ass of every one of these children?
Yeah. He did.
Let's break that down.
Right. That's very Freudian and weird.
Yeah. Fucking weird. And it's his like signature. It looks like it's like sealed with a kiss. Fuck you, dude. That's weird. I'm on one today. Linda's going to be pissed. Anyways.
Xavier Roberts saw them, bought a few, and resold them at he had like a little gift shop type place. Mm-hmm. And then he went to Martha, and I forget. Oh, she didn't like that he was selling them for too much money. Uh-huh. And she was like, I really don't feel comfortable with you pricing them that high. And so he was like, well, then I'll just do them on my own. And so he did, became a billionaire.
No.
And this woman is like salt of the earth.
Yeah, of course. She's
like
she's at craft fairs,
rural,
for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Definitely wears therapist-looking outfits, flowy. She shops at the same craft fair for her clothing.
She was
that she
very
sells.
a simple person and
really
talented, really good at sewing and creative and a beautiful artist. But he was a businessman, and those things don't always go together.
Yeah.
And so she ended up having to sue him. And they settled. We don't know how much she ended up with.
Oh, I hope it's a lot.
It was undisclosed. But she didn't want the money.
Right.
And so part of the settlement was they had to say that this was Martha's idea, and she wanted like intellectual credit for her designs and things. And it's really
Martha.
sweet. And her husband loves her so much. She's passed away, but he like chokes up talking about her still. And he was like, she's a very special person, and I miss her so much. I'm like, of course she created this beautiful...
Yeah, not this guy, Xavier.
And he's like, wears a cowboy hat, and nothing wrong with that, but it's like...
I know
he's
the type.
Like
he's
a
like
tycoon.
the oil tycoon
yes.
who's like in Texas, like on... Yeah.
That's what he looked like. He has a mustache, and he's like that guy. You know? And he's still alive, so I'd like to see what he's up to now.
Yeah.
Never created
Branding
anything
children.
else. We're mad about it. I meant to add, though, when you were talking about your hair... I got a message on Instagram the other day from somebody who said they had listened to our episode, one of our episodes, and I referred to it as ethnic hair. Mm-hmm. And she said we're supposed to call it textured hair.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But she said everybody has an ethnicity, so
Correct.
it's unfair to say ethnic hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, thanks for letting me know. Duly noted. But just so I'm clear... like if everybody has an ethnicity, so it's not ethnic hair, everyone's hair also has a texture. So why are we calling it textured hair?
Yeah.
Because like I have a smooth texture.
Yeah.
Some people have a coarse texture, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she just said, well, that's what I learned in beauty school is the way that we're taught to say it, and it's less offensive. But that was unsatisfying to me in terms of like why.
Because then it almost seems like if it's textured hair and yours is untextured, then it sounds like you're almost
ranking.
Yes, exactly.
And
even when you say that, I'm like, her texture's better than mine. And even when I'm looking at your hair, I'm like, I got that bad texture.
But it's not true. Everybody loves your hair.
Oh, thanks.
And so that's not an accurate descriptor. But like, I appreciated that she was trying to teach me, and I want to learn.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll call it whatever they want me to call it, but I'm just not clear on the logic of that.
I wonder I think I call mine hair textured, though.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't say I have ethnic hair.
Right, but you have.
I
think you said it was like Jewish or something. We talked
Russian.
about it being like
it's Russian hair.
Yeah,
but it could be the Russian Jew.
Right. But I wrote back and I said, isn't it the case, though, that like if you go to Target or something, sometimes they are labeled as ethnic hair products?
Probably.
That's
a good point.
I didn't come up with that on my own.
Since we're on the subject, there's something that I want to go to bat for, or whatever. I don't know, stand up for. I don't know. I want to propose that they change this on all of our forms and paper at work, at the clinic, because they use the term race on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And ever since we had the woman on there who discussed race and said the actual race is a social construct, and it should say on there ethnicity or diversity issues. It shouldn't say race.
I agree.
And every time I see it now, I'm like, argh! So I just am waiting for the moment where like we're reading the syllabus and that's come up multiple times, and I'm just waiting for the right time to be like, I'd really like to just throw it out there that maybe we could take the word race off and use the word ethnicity in
Are there people of color in your classes that could say that instead of you? Like,
But I don't feel
know.
like it's their job to be
I don't either, but I definitely don't want to be
you know what?
the white in shining armor.
That's true. You know what? I can talk to those individuals and say, you know what? How do you feel about this? And maybe like gauge the...
Maybe they'll tell us. They are vocal. Not they. I don't mean people of color. I mean our listeners are vocal whenever we're like confused. They're like, here's what you do.
Yeah.
Dummies.
Tell me what I should do. Yeah.
But that's a good point. I think they would be good to remove that.
You know, and I feel like, you know, I could be like, hey, here's what I learned in my cultural diversity class that I took first semester
in the same
from you.
School.
And in fact, the person who runs the school is a person of color.
Right.
So I feel like they would be on board.
Maybe you should ask her.
Him, but thank you for guessing that it's a her. Thank you for assuming that it's... Oh, I have so many little things that have popped into my head right now. Speaking of all this, the other day I was typing up a note for class, and I wrote the word mailman, and they underlined it in blue, and Microsoft Word was like, do you mean postal worker?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
that's
look at
great.
Because I think I wrote something man. It was either like postman or fireman or something, and they underlined it and suggested gender neutral language. And
that's
I was like,
fantastic.
Because that means everybody who's writing is also getting another underline that then at least makes them think for half of a second.
What if they're like, no?
Yeah, right.
Those
Dismiss.
dismiss.
You know how it gives you
Yeah,
that?
I always say mail carrier.
Yeah, mail carrier, that's the one they said.
Yeah, but postal worker works, and like firefighter, there's no reason why we have to say man.
Right.
But yeah, that's a really great change. That was in what program?
Microsoft Word.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear
The ones that are loaded onto the school campus that we are...
I wonder if they would do that for waitress, because I always say server.
Oh, well, we're going to have to type it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
do
have to
that.
check it out.
Yeah, I wonder if it would...
Waitress, yeah.
Because I don't like that.
Yeah. Oh my God, that really is a... And then if
old
I say waiter to you,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of restaurant do you picture?
Like a diner? What do you think?
If I say waiter.
Oh, then I would think of like a fancy.
Right. If I say waitress, what do you think?
The diner.
Right.
Yeah.
That is messed up.
Right.
I never realized that until you just said it out loud, because as soon as you said waiter or
it's
whatever,
like white
it was
shirts.
it went to that's where they work, and a diner was wait. And what do the tips look like at each of those restaurants? Okay,
that is so true,
dude.
Right. See,
Just blowing minds over here.
right. We're cracking cases.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like our work is done. To be
pretty much
honest,
just
I mean,
cross everything
we
off the
solved
list. Check,
every
check, check.
world problem,
Yep.
and now we're gonna go eat it all.
Okay.
See you next time.